Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. I first off have to apologize if it sounds like crap. I have no idea. I do have a pretty big wind guard on, but I feel like for some reason the compressor is like just having a heyday for some reason. So sorry if that's the case, but if you can't tell, I'm outside. This is the outdoors, the great outdoors, the outside in the world, the nature, whatever. You know, whatever you want to say, that's where I am right now. It's actually a beautiful night, albeit windy. So hopefully we're going to see this gorgeous launch for tonight's solar orbiter. So this is actually a really cool mission because it's a joint mission between a lot of cool people, including NASA, ESA, the European Space Agency. I might get eaten by like a crocodile or something. What if I get eaten by an alligator live on? That's my biggest fear of Florida, is like, oh, you might die from an alligator. But let me pull up the pre-launch preview for you guys here. Make sure, again, this is kind of a new setup, so sorry, I just am winging everything pretty much. But yeah, how are you guys? I'm excited to be here in Florida. This is the first time I've ever will be watching a launch, not from the actual press site. So check out these views I've got for you though, because I wanted to see like what it's like. I recommend this stuff a lot to people. I feel like come out here to the Cape and watch launch, and I've no experience with that. So here's one of our cameras. Boom! Look at that. How fun will that be? Oh, that tells me where the launch pad is. Because of the lights. Ooh, that's fun. I also have this guy that I'll be using as a tracking camera. My friend Ryan Chalinsky with Cosmic Perspective. He will be running the telescope. So, yeah. So let's click some stuff over here quick. So let me show you guys what we've got going here for the pre-launch preview. So this, of course, you just go to this little website, everydayastronaut.com. Every time I say this little website, like you guys don't see this coming every single time. By the way, is the sound terrible? Let me know. I'm sorry if it sounds really bad to me. But this is the best I can do. I don't know why it sounds like there's a crazy, disgusting compressor on, but that is what it sounds like for some reason. So if anyone has any tips on how to change up an ATEM Mini. Okay, so sorry, here's our pre-launch preview. We go to everydayastronaut.com, click on pre-launch preview. This is an awesome mission. Like I said, this is subject to launch tonight in about 1 hour, really, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready for that. This is going to be taking off at 11:03 local, which is it's 4:03 UTC time on Monday morning, but February 9th, 11:03. There is a 2-hour launch window, so that's a good thing, you know, for those of us hoping to catch this thing tonight. So fingers crossed. So this is, the name of this mission is Solar Orbiter, and it's a mission to the sun. Some of you may have been familiar with the Parker Solar Probe that launched last year. This is very similar, and they are, it's really cool actually. They're going to be doing some things that are kind of in tandem and studying like the same spots. We'll talk about it more in a second. It's actually a really, really cool mission. This is being launched tonight by United Launch Alliance. So of course that's the joint venture between Lockheed Martin and Boeing. On top of their, we'll get there in a second. I gotta not skip ahead. The customer tonight is actually the European Space Agency. So the way this partnership kind of worked is NASA basically paid for the ride with the United Launch Alliance Atlas V, and ESA is running this mission. This is an ESA mission, an ESA probe. So yeah, pretty exciting. I love those collaborations because it allowed for, you know, this allows, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Like, I like when we can collaborate because we can do more things together in that way. So the rocket tonight is the Atlas V 411. And what that means is that this is a very weird one. I've never seen this one before. I'm really excited about it. Let's see. Yeah, there is a lot of background wind. I'm very sorry because as you can tell probably by the palm trees, it's quite windy here. There's like 10 to 15 mile an hour gusts. Sorry, 16 to 25 kilometer an hour wind gusts, and they're kind of just coming. I was actually getting splashed because, like I said, I'm too close to the water here along the Indian River. Whoops. Anyway, let's keep going with our pre-launch preview. So this is the Atlas V 411. This is a really unique vehicle. It only has a 4-meter fairing. It has a single Centaur upper stage, as almost every Atlas V ever, except for the last Atlas V that launched that had 2 Centaur upper stage engines. The one tonight is really unique though because it only has a single solid rocket booster. So what's really weird about that is, you know, you think about it, you have one rocket booster off to the side, and you'd think it really wants to push it off, but yeah, they just kind of counter it, and it's not a big deal. And it does a little bit of a power slide off the pad, almost like how the space shuttle used to do that, because the space shuttle's main engines were cantered off to the side a little bit. This will do a little bit of that. So the solid rocket booster's center of thrust still goes through the center of the rocket. I don't like these scary animal sounds. I can't see anything either. I'm like blinded right now, and I swear I'm gonna get just spooked out by like a pelican or something. So if this stream goes down, it's either a pelican or an alligator ate me, and I'm dead. So anyway, power sliding Atlas V. This is gonna be really fun. I've never seen one before. Again, there's gonna be great pictures from this. This is a really unique launch vehicle. I will be live streaming it or tracking it with a equivalent of 1200 millimeter lens. Not as good as my 5000 millimeter lens, but you know, it'll still be cool. The moon is out tonight. There's a chance that we're gonna have some photographers, who knows? What if the rocket could transit right through a full moon? That would be amazing. So yeah, let's keep going here. This is taking off from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Space Force. Space Force Station, not Air Force Station. Space Force, people. Welcome to 2020. It's officially been renamed Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That'll take me a little bit of getting used to. I'm gonna be mostly bad at spelling, because I feel like I spell it CCAFS, and now it's just gonna be CCSFS. So yeah, taking off from Slick 41. And again, the way we know the difference now between Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and NASA is between if it says SLC or LC. So Space Launch Complex versus Launch Complex. Launch Complex like LC-39A, LC-39B, those take off at Kennedy Space Center. This is just right next door, basically the same strip of land, but it's technically the Space Force Station. So, yeah, that's true. Trevor basically says that in an Atlas V with any amount of SRBs slide, sort of. When there's two of them, even though they're still a tiny bit offset, they're much more parallel. They don't tend to, it doesn't tend to slide off the launch pad. So where are these satellites going? These satellites are going into solar orbit. So it'll eventually be between 1.2 astronomical units and 0.028 astronomical units at perihelion. So it's close to the sun, which means it'll end up being inside of Mercury's orbit, so pretty close. It won't be getting nearly as close as Parker's solar probe does, but it is doing something very, very unique. It'll actually be getting into polar orbit of the sun. So it'll actually be going over basically the poles of did I say the moon or the sun? Hopefully I said the sun. It'll basically be going over the poles of the sun, which is really awesome. We've never studied that. It's going to be really cool to see some of the data going over the top, while Parker's solar probe is getting some same spots where they can kind of get this like stereo image of certain places. It's going to be really cool, and I'm really, really excited. So I can't wait for the two of them to bring back a lot of data about our closest star. So will they be attempting to recover the first stage? Nope, this is not a capability of ULA. The first stage will land by crashing into the Atlantic Ocean about 2,500 kilometers downrange. That's thanks in part to Declan Murphy from Flight Club IO for the research, who was able to pretty much figure out where it would land. That's crazy. That's a very, very far downrange. Will they be attempting to recover the fairings again? Nope, that is not a capability of ULA. These are new fairings, because ULA does not do fairing recovery. Again, that is only a SpaceX thing for now. No other companies have really talked about fairing reuse. You know, that's definitely one of those things that SpaceX has done that's been very, very impressive. So no fairing recovery, no booster recovery, just a good old, unbelievably reliable rocket, the Atlas V. So, all right, let's see. And this is the 137th. This will be the 137th flight for ULA. 82nd launch of the Atlas V, 6th flight in the 411 configuration. So this is not a very common configuration for it. What's fun? 82nd flight of the Atlas V. The Falcon 9 is catching up to it very quick. I think the Falcon 9 is at 80 or something around there. So I think likely by the end of the month, Falcon 9 will catch up or surpass the Atlas V already. And most of that having been done in the last 2 or 3 years. So that's just kind of crazy to think about. So let's see. So here is, this is close to what the rocket looks like. This is of course an image from Jeff Barrett. This image shows multiple SRBs. So those are basically these things on the left and the right. Those are solid rocket motors. The center engine it looks like one here, but that's from parallel, and it is still one engine. It has one turbopump assembly, but it has two nozzles, and that's called the RD-180. It is a wonderful, wonderful engine. Absolutely unbelievably unreliable. Or wait, unbelievably reliable, and a closed cycle, oxygen rich, just behemoth of an engine that's been a big part of a lot of rockets in the U.S. rockets ever since basically the Atlas III, I think, was the first one to use the RD-180. So a really cool engine. Yeah, I am a big fan of that thing. So, yep. So that's this is the image from Jeff Barrett, and again, kind of shows you some of those infographics. And just for fun reminder here, the Atlas V is almost the exact same diameter, almost the exact same width as the Falcon 9, but it is substantially less tall. It's only about 60 meters tall, whereas the Falcon 9 is 70. So it's funny because for some reason I always thought the Atlas V was a lot bigger than the Falcon 9. And then I realized, oh wait, the Atlas V, actually the Higginbothams pointed that out to me. Jamie, I believe, Jamie Higginbotham pointed out, like one time I was talking about like how, the Atlas V, yeah, it's just not as, it's a lot more stout, a lot bigger than the Falcon 9. And she's like, no, it's not. It's actually the exact same diameter. I was like, wait, are you? So I looked it up. I'm like, for some reason that blew my mind. I always assumed the Atlas rocket was substantially larger, but it's actually about the exact same diameter and about 10 meters shorter. So yeah, if you guys want to read through this article, you'll get a little bit more info, including the launch profile. Again, thanks to Declan Murphy from Flight Club. Some really cool stuff. And again, thanks to Austin DeSisto for writing up this article for us. How are you guys? Is everything going okay for you guys tonight? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm just really excited. It's genuinely a gorgeous night, and I got to keep my eyes. You guys need to remind me. I'm going to be trying to do 3 cameras, running 3 cameras, the live stream, trying to talk, trying to track a little bit. You guys saw what happened when I was tracking with that telescope last time. I froze up and couldn't say a single word. It looks like I was crying. Wasn't crying. I was just concentrating really hard, I promise. And then I'm also going to be trying to do a long exposure, a streak shot as well. Why not? Why not do everything mediocre instead of just one thing really well? That's my theory in life. Just do, and as soon as you think you get something good, make sure and change it all up for next time. That's the way I tend to do things. What is wrong with me? All right, so T0 for those people asking is in 50 minutes. I just wanted to make sure we had plenty of time to hang out tonight. I wanted to set all this up plenty early. We have, we might be sitting here. There is a 2-hour launch window, so we might be hanging out for a little while tonight. And that might be a lot of fun. So yeah, hi guys. I'm glad you guys are joining me. These launches always make me happy. So let's get to talking to some of you guys. See how you're doing. Matt, thank you for the awesome fox that is pointing up and has lightning out of its fist. Thanks for saying hi. Michael, toss a coin to the Dottie. Thank you so much, Michael. Israel, don't worry about the alligator. Fear Florida, man. No, Florida's great. I am loving Florida. Yeah. I'm feeling my oats down here, and I'm getting a lot of cool stuff done. I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I did a live stream for the scrubbed Antares launch, the Cygnus/Antares/NASA resupply mission, and I was just kind of casually discussing the fact that I'm going to be down here for probably the full month, working on a secret project or 2 or 3, and yeah, it's really cool. So I'm really excited to catch you guys up with that. We kind of talked about it a little bit in Discord, but you guys have no idea. You have no idea. Just you wait. Just you wait. So thank you, Israel. Michael, the stars are out tonight. It is seriously, other than the wind, it is a gorgeous night. It is like crystal clear. The moon is very bright, which isn't great for like if you're trying to get stars in the pictures, but it is still just absolutely stunning. Thanks, Michael. Tom, how are you? I sound fine, don't worry about it. Okay, good. In my ears, it sounds like the most overcompressed, horrendous sounding thing ever. So I'm glad that you guys are satisfied with it, because there's nothing I can really do at this point. Yeah. So, all right, NX, I'm trying to join the Air Force. I have a GoFundMe. Well, NX, I don't think you need GoFundMe. Newsflash, they actually pay you to be in the Air. Yeah, I know, they'll pay you to be in the Air Force. You don't have to raise money to get into the Air Force or the Space Force. You just go work for them, and then they pay you. So maybe asking for a GoFundMe to get into the Air Force is doing it wrong. Maybe you have the whole program cocked there a little bit. But good luck, NX, getting in there. Thomas, do I have the new Lego ISS yet? Thank you for reminding me. I don't, and I need to do that. What am I thinking? Why don't I have that yet? How have I made it a week or whatever with? Okay, I'll get on that, I promise. Caver Eric, excited. This is an amazing mission. This is a very, very cool mission. You're right. Thomas, donation war. Look out. I don't think there's enough people hanging out with us tonight. It's a Sunday night, too late. I really appreciate that though. Just you wait. There'll be a lot more exciting things to get in a donation war over someday. But I don't think this is the one. And Travis Lewis, keep it up. Thank you so much, Travis. So, all right, guys. Like I said, this is one that I'm really excited for. Mostly because I've only seen 2 night launches ever. I've never seen an Atlas V with SRBs. I realize I've only seen 2 vehicles with SRBs, and I'm going to say 2 loosely because the first vehicle I ever saw that had solid rocket boosters was the Delta II out in Vandenberg, and this is what I saw. There, that was my stream. That was basically literally. Actually, it was about that same color because the fog kind of was glowing like orange. That's what happens when you go to Vandenberg. It was the OCO2 mission in 2014. Yeah, 2014, and I didn't see anything. I saw a glow in the sky, and I was only 5 kilometers away. It was that foggy, so I didn't see these solid rocket boosters on that one. I did, however, see solid rocket boosters on a Delta Medium once, and that was really, really cool. So, yeah, pretty cool. I almost spilled my coffee. I got some iced coffee for myself tonight because I figure why not, right? I did want to remind you guys that I'm doing a thing now. Whenever it's a live launch, you can go to everydayastronaut.com/shop and you can get 10% off by using the coupon code LAUNCHDAY. That's 2 words, lowercase, launch day. 10% off of the Falcon Heavy canvas, the Lunar Mission T, and this brand new Normal T that just came out. It just got printed up on Friday, ready to ship to you today. I don't even have one yet. Nominal. It's just like you guys have been asking for it because of the hat, and as you probably know the story behind John Insprucker from SpaceX, mixing up the words nominal, which means everything's on track and everything's good, and the word normal, which we all know what that means, and came up with the beautiful word nominal, and now you can be an uber nerd and have that on your own shirt as well. But yeah, this helps me out a lot. This helps me if you guys want to shop around, get some cool stuff. And this thing that still just blows my mind is that there's more and more sightings of Elon Musk wearing the full flow stage combustion cycle shirt. That is the funniest thing to me. Here he is at like a fancy place in like Miami or something at this really like high-end event wearing my t-shirt. Thanks, Elon. I'm glad you approve. It is a nerdy t-shirt as well. So if you want to help do what I do and continue to just get nerdy stuff in your life like what I want, go to everydayastronaut.com/shop. Shop around. Again, the top 3 things right there: the Falcon Heavy canvas, which I think there's only like 3 or 4 left of now, the Lunar Mission T, and the Normal t-shirt. 10% off for the next 24 hours by using the coupon code LAUNCHDAY. All lowercase, 2 words. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah. All right, so what else is new, guys? What else are you guys excited about? 2020 is going to be an awesome year. I think you all are very aware of how many crazy things are going to be happening in 2020. We're seeing one of the craziest things to me, guys, being out here at the Cape, is seeing the progress that Blue Origin is making on their launch pad. And their launch pad is freaking huge. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you come down when the New Glenn launches for the first time, which will be unless Starship or SLS beat it to the launch pad, New Glenn will be the biggest rocket to launch here since the Saturn V. It's insane, and the launch complex is really close to like Jetty Park and Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral Beach, all that stuff. So if you want to see a rocket launch and be as close as the press can pretty much be, New Glenn will be the freaking coolest rocket to see launch down here in Florida. For some reason, just seeing it and seeing how big that launch, the water tower is 3 times bigger than the water tower at 39A. It's a massive, massive infrastructure, like nothing that's probably ever been built since 39A was originally built. So if you are coming in the area for vacation or anything, go just pop your head down and take a look. And yeah, it's crazy. You can see it so clearly from the beach, and it's going to be an amazing launcher to see launch from Florida. So I'm really excited about, I know that's 2021, but just seeing the progress down here made me excited. Also, of course, we've been seeing crazy, an insane amount of, let me pull this up here. The progress from, let me see, I should probably just use the Twitter app. I don't even know. But the progress from Starship lately is crazy. We're seeing a lot of really cool things there. And this isn't working right now, so whatever. I'll just keep talking to you guys and have a sip of coffee so that I stay happy. Coffee makes me happy. What makes you happy, ladies and gentlemen? Here, I'll keep answering some of your guys' questions. You know what? I really hope that this works, because I am going to be relying on this for the live stream, which I should probably get that figured out too. Give me a second. This is, going to be an old Tim Dodd wings it entirely type of situation, as I tend to always do. Oh, is it actually live? Live in 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and we will be pulling that up for you guys too. So I'll keep my eyes on this. This setup is so kooky to me. I feel like I'm like a VJ. Roadkill wants to know, what's the threshold for the wind speed of the 411 Atlas? I have no idea. A lot of it is depending on wind direction, making sure that it doesn't blow it back into the strong back. The wind direction is actually coming it's coming from the east, it feels like, for me. Well, I don't know if that's for everybody, but man, this is so cool. I don't know. I'm just so excited to be out here. Like, this is refreshing to me. This is, yeah, this is a way more fun way for me to do a launch than sitting in a little tiny room, and live streaming. Like, why haven't I been doing this for years? Why haven't I just been hanging out in Florida and live streaming? That's what I want to know. But wind threshold, I don't know. Rocket launches make me happy. No scrub. Absolutely. All right, let's get back to some of you guys. Chazzy Max says, aloha, Tim, you got another live stream? Let's go. You're exactly right. It's crazy that, I just was set up like 3 hours ago trying to do a live stream, and that scrubbed. So hopefully tonight, it is such a beautiful night. I really, really hope that it launches tonight. It'd be awesome. Renau, how's it going? Long time no see. Thanks for the tip. You're awesome. Trevor, what are you doing, man? You don't need to tip me. You're a card-carrying member of the Astronaut, Everyday Astronaut web crew. You're awesome. What are the 3 space events that you are most looking forward to this year? As always, thanks for the stream. Everyone go join Tim on Patreon. Trevor, thank you. Seriously, Trevor helps with the articles and is a very active member of our community. So thank you for always being in Discord and hanging out all the time. It's, again, Discord, you guys are awesome. If you guys want to join, patreon.com/everydayastronaut. Yeah, it's a really fun place to be. I'm very honored to have such an awesome community. So the three events I'm looking forward to this year, these are easy for me actually, but putting them in order would be really, really, really hard, because they're 3 huge events, and I'm 99% sure we'll see all 3 of these things happen this year. So I'm going to try and go in order. Starting at number 3, oh gosh, no matter what, I'm going to get just kicked in the butt, no matter how I arrange these things. Gosh, okay. I'm going to say these 1, 2, and 3 are like a millimeter apart from each other, because they're all 3 absolutely incredible. So I'm actually going to say number 3, believe it or not, is Mars 2020. And I know a freaking top tier, what's that called? What's the top class for our launch for, what's the top thing for NASA missions? There's like Discovery class, there's, I don't remember, something nuts. So it's as high end as a NASA mission goes, and it's the follow-up to Curiosity. It's basically the same platform, same chassis as Curiosity. It has a lot more new attachments, really cool. And I would say number 3 is actually Mars 2020. Number 2 for me will be Starship and the 20-kilometer insane hop. That might be because that's going to be nuts. That's going to be like Mars 2020, incredible. And again, these things are all like basically tied for me. I honestly can't I'll be more excited honestly for the Mars 2020 landing than the launch myself. So maybe that's why that's top, because as visually just watching it will not look too different from what we're seeing tonight. Yeah, so I got to put that at Mars 2020. So then, yeah, then number 2 would be Starship and Starship development, and hopefully the 20-kilometer hop. And maybe, I know Elon keeps thinking that they're going to go orbital Starship this year. I can't imagine that happening, but I would love to be proven wrong. Like, just because there's so much work, even with the infrastructure and, you know, producing that many Raptors in order to do an orbital Starship with a super heavy booster would be monumental on its own. So, let me make sure I'm not going to run out of battery on this guy. Maybe I better turn this one off. But don't let me forget to turn these back on, guys. That's your job, Internet. You have one job, to make sure I don't forget to turn these cameras on, since we're just going to be chilling, hanging out here for a little bit. I might as well not have them wasting their batteries, because we are running batteries tonight. So, okay, so number 2, Starship stuff, and number 1, we'll have to be seeing crew fly again from Kennedy. From potentially Cape Canaveral Space Force Station for the first time, but also Kennedy Space Center for the first time in 9 years. And right now it's looking like DM2 is going to be the one that gets us there first. That's SpaceX's Dragon capsule, and on top of their Falcon 9. That's going to be really, really exciting. And just because of all the Boeing stuff that's come out, unfortunately, it looks like they have a lot more tweaking to do, and likely will have to rethink a lot of their systems. So that's kind of too bad, but yeah. So most likely I'll be looking forward to DM2 the most this year. Just seeing humans fly again. I've never seen a human get on top of a rocket and go to space with my own eyes, ever. And I know it's a lot harder for me to go and see a Soyuz launch, so seeing one here will be something incredible, and I'll probably tear up. I've met Bob and Doug now, and I've seen them at like 10 press conferences and stuff. They're awesome guys. So I'll be feeling like I'm very emotionally involved with that one. So, all right, there you go. Here we go. Atlas 5. Thank you, Roadkill. This is why I love Discord. This is why I love my community. Roadkill pops in here. Atlas 5 launch weather criteria. Do not launch if the wind of the launch pad exceeds 38 miles an hour, 33 knots, so that's 61 kilometers an hour. So we're well below that here, but of course rockets have to deal with not just ground winds, but upper level winds. And the Atlas 5 is a little more susceptible to being able to handle higher upper level winds, because it's not quite as long as the Falcon 9, or tall, I guess, but the fineness ratio is different. So hopefully, the ground winds, what feels like a lot of wind to me, will be nothing for that massive rocket. So, yeah, that's my list, guys. Those are my 3. Hopefully, you guys don't hate me for my 3. Oh, and Tori just confirmed on Twitter, apparently 90% launch probability. That is awesome news. We're waiting for NASA on the live stream still, guys. I'm going to pull up a few other things here, just kind of get this stuff ready here. I think I can pull up a little website called Twitter and see if, see if this will work for me. All right. Maybe not. Let me do this. Log in. Yeah, baby. Give me that Face ID. Give me that Face ID. Oh, great. 2 authentication code. You guys think you're gonna watch me put in an authentication code? Yeah. No. Real quick, let me just do this for a second. Oh baby, what am I gonna do with my hands while I do this? Cause I don't want you to see, even though I don't think it matters. Okay, cool. Now we have Twitter pulled up, and that is a good thing. So we are topping. The board is green, no major issues. Solar Orbiter from Tori Bruno, the CEO of ULA. Oh, here, I want to show you guys this. I'll pull this up here. So again, in Discord, I saw you guys were asking about the telescope. The telescope is in the hands of, that's not it. Is in the hands of Cosmic Perspective, Ryan Shlinsky and Mary Liz Bender. They are out there at the Cape. They are running the telescope with a Z-cam on there. So yeah, pretty. Oh, Ryan brought a way bigger monitor. What are you doing, Ryan? Dude, what? I didn't even realize that. Sorry, I'm just excited. So I'm really excited to get the footage with them. We've been collaborating a lot on things. And that telescope is freaking awesome from OPT. They've been very generous to lend us a freaking massive telescope and let us put it through its paces. So excited to get more and more footage from that. We hope to have a really cool library. All right, NASA's stream is on. Let's go ahead and pull that baby up. Apparently, I will try and get that fixed here for a second. Let me pull this up and switch some stuff around here real quick. How should I do that? That's weird. Mine still says waiting for NASA, but I don't see. Is it on NASA TV or is it live stream official NASA TV? Okay, we'll pull this up and I'll make this work for you guys. Man, it's so windy. Oopsies. Not that. All right, let me get this pulled up for you guys. And we can watch and learn together. Oh, that makes me excited. Maybe. Okay.
Enabling the first ever images of the sun's poles. This single launch will deliver 10 state-of-the-art instruments to study our star. Gravity-assist flybys of both Venus and Earth will enable the highly elliptical
thing that I forgot to do earlier.
After liftoff, it will take
or just set the quality to full instead of like 360 or whatever. Oh, so are we actually tracking no issues? I want to see if it actually. Oh, I'm just not playing it there for a second, I guess. Is it playing? I cannot tell. It doesn't look like it is, but hopefully it starts to play in a second. Amateur hour. Sweet. All right.
Thank you, Joshua. Welcome into Hangar 8, where we got some of the launch control teams working their way through the count. Mick Woltman here, 25-year vehicle systems engineer.
Yes, sir.
We're just a few seconds away from getting an update from Jessica Williams. She is the weather officer for the 45th Space Wing. So far, the weather has been good throughout the count, but as she gets ready to queue up this update, we expect to hear more good news. So
yeah, and we're hoping Jessica delivers us a great weather brief. Weather's been great the last couple of days. Hope to hear from her that we're good for tonight. So.
All right, let's listen in.
LWO-RC.
This is LWO-18.
Stand by for the weather brief.
Standing by.
This is the RC on Weather Conference Net 8. Indicate ready to proceed. LD.
LD.
NLM.
NLM.
AFLD.
AFLD.
Please proceed, LWO.
You should be looking at your satellite image. Really barely any clouds, nothing of concern. Got nothing on radar, not expecting any precipitation. Our wind speeds have really maxed out at peaks to 22 knot over the past 4 hours and expected to remain so. Our wind direction is from 100. We're going all LCCs and expected to remain so through the count. Our T0 forecast winds 20 knots sustained with peak to 25 knots, less than 10% POV for ground winds.
Sweet.
Temperature 68 degrees Fahrenheit and expected to remain so through the count. Solar weather is at normal background levels and expected to remain so through the count. This concludes the weather brief.
Sweet. And there you heard it. That was Jessica Williams, the launch weather officer with the 45th Space Wing, giving a great report. You heard her mention the 10% concern about ground winds. She also mentioned there was a 22-knot wind that they've observed sustained. That can have an impact on the rocket. We'll get to that in a second, but there's your forecast up on your screen now. You can see those winds, as she mentioned, 20 knots. Observed at 22 knots just a few moments ago. The temperature 68 degrees and only a 10%
Okay, so that's great news for those of us hoping to see a launch tonight, obviously. That makes me really happy. I'm playing around with levels every time. Hopefully this sounds okay. But again, just to reiterate, weather came back. The report just came out. Looking good. You will notice occasionally the countdown clock will pop up and it'll show like 10 minutes. That's not true. We are 27 minutes out right now. I used to have a countdown clock system, but with my mobile setup, I don't have that capability right now. I hope to soon. But the cool thing, or the reason is ULA intentionally places a hold. So basically this whole countdown right now is kind of manually controlled. And then the last, they put a hold at like I think it's T minus 4 minutes. And then they will hold and then actually go, and that'll put it into its final countdown sequence. And from that point on, the rocket is internal, and it's all on its own countdown system and everything. So if you see a countdown, it's a little misleading. I honestly really wish that that ULA just wouldn't even show us that, and that they just put up their own standard countdown clock based on the new T0 time, just because it's really confusing, and it looks like it'll scrub and stuff, but it's not meaning it's scrubbed or anything. So just be prepared when you do see that countdown clock pop back up, that is just the first bit of countdown, and then it will hold at T minus, I believe it's 4 minutes. So very different. Let me answer a few more of your guys' questions, because it looks like you've had some fun stuff here. So Trevor, again, thanks for those fun questions. I really appreciate that. Chazzy Mac, let's see here. Are you coming to? Am I coming? Wait, are you counting the new Space Force in your aerospace industry discount? Oh yeah. But the other guy, they pay for you to be in the Space Force too. Chazzy, I definitely need to see what the new, is there going to be at, I don't know what the email address will be for that. It'll probably be, US Space Force or like .gov or whatever. I will definitely make sure and add that domain as soon as we know for sure which one it is. Thanks for the reminder, and thanks for the tip. Thomas, Tim, try the fresh pretzels from Wawa. They're to die for. No, I'm fully aware, Thomas. Wawas are one of my favorite places to stop at. As far as sorry, I'm getting distracted by another thing. Wawa's, as far as a gas station is concerned, pretty cool in my opinion. That and Buc-ee's in Texas was insane. That's like a full-blown grocery store where the whole parking lot is gas, which I feel like is a really weird thing to like triple down on right now. Like, hey, what do we need way more of? Like, what do we need 10 times more of right now? I know, gas pumps. Like, this is literally the moment where gas pumps are probably starting to be replaced more and more by EVs. And I just thought it was really interesting that Buc-ee's is having like 100 pumps per station. Very interesting. Sorry for that tangent. Acro Bum, love the stream. You should move down here. Acro, you're not far off from my current thoughts as well. I've been debating between California and Florida. I might do a bit of both. I don't know, but Florida right now, as I'm trying to get this new setup going and really working through all the kinks of the telescope and some of the things, because here's the thing. We're going full screen for this. Here's the thing. There's going to be some of the most incredible missions happening this year in 2020, and I want to be able to provide the best coverage I absolutely possibly can. I want it to be way better than when I'm just in a room by myself. I want to feel the excitement. I want to be here. I want to experience them myself. That's really important to me to continue my excitement and continue this journey. I feel like being home is it's not as easy to be excited about this stuff. And being out here, it's like, yes, you feel that energy. And as I try to capture the best footage and do the best live streams I possibly can, I've debated staying here. I'll probably do some short-term stuff here for a little bit and just kind of work on, again, our systems. And also probably spend a lot more time in California, because there's a lot of things going on in California that I'm working on too. So yeah, it's not a bad idea, but the whole thing is I have a lot of fun doing this. And although this doesn't make any sense, although me dragging a table out onto the backyard of an Airbnb and doing like all of this stuff makes no sense, I love it. This is awesome for me. This is a lot of fun. So I'm just really glad that you guys are all here to hang out with me. So yeah, thank you. Let's put this back up in the thing. So Tom, is Elon watching your live stream? I have no idea. Elon, if you're watching my live stream for some reason, instead of working on that gorgeous rocket you're working on, no, you need a break. You need to stop and watch some history. If you happen to be watching, hit me up on Twitter. Say hi. I'm sure he's watching the official NASA live stream, which clearly has cooler headsets than I do. I need one of those like that. Ben Hool says, I am European. I am tired. Please, no delay. I need sleep. I've been there, done that, when it's like, please, just whatever you do, do not delay, because yeah, the sleep thing becomes a real issue and a real concern. So yeah, I hear you. So fingers crossed for an on-time launch. Danny, is there something that you dream you could do or have access to one day for this channel? Keep up the good work, Tim. Danny, I'm going full screen again for this because it's another rant time. Honestly, Danny, I feel like I'm pretty much already doing it. The response from even the actual industry to someone like me just being excited about what's going on and trying to be a professional cheerleader, basically a professional space cheerleader. I need a way cooler outfit, I think. But just helping to be, educating people on what's going on and why the average person should care, why the everyday person should care. I'm doing what I love already. I'm getting unbelievable access to things that I never thought I'd have access to in my entire life. Sitting down with, CEOs of rocket companies and going out to the press site, doing all the cool things. My big goal, you guys will see here, the dream that I have for this year, again, is to provide the best coverage for you guys. And I have this really cool thing that I'm working on, and a project that I'm working on that I think will make it so that is the case. Hopefully. And again, that's a lot of this stuff. A lot of the things that you see behind the scenes or on Twitter and things are again, thanks to my Patreon supporters. And you guys on YouTube here, and the people that hang out and come to my meetups and get merch and stuff. That, if you can't tell, I put everything I have, every single thing I've ever had goes right back into all this. And I just want it to be the best, and I want it to be, I care about the posterity of these missions and this pivotal time in spaceflight, because we're coming up on a time where things are going to be happening that we've never seen before, and it's finally like all those dreams that we had way back in the day are happening now, and I want to be here to capture it. I want to be here to experience it and bring the stuff to you guys. This is what I care about. This is what matters to me. I'm already living the dream, and the access is coming. The people are coming. My dream is to sit down and just casually have conversations with astronauts, with CEOs, with engineers, with people, the scientists involved in these actual missions. Just come sit and talk to me, while we're watching a rocket launch and experience that stuff together. That's what my dream is, and I honestly think it's happening. So again, thank you guys for all that, because it wouldn't be possible without you joining me. It would not be possible without my Patreon supporters. It would not be possible without this unbelievable community, the spaceflight community that's been here to cheer everything on together. So rant over. Let's make sure we're not missing out on anything here on the live stream. So yeah, thank you guys. Let's see. So Mike is sweet. Scrub 50%. No, that is not true. That is not true. Just plain and simple. So Patrick Burke, are these Golf Network commentator? The thing is, Patrick, I am not your standard professional. I give myself plenty of room to be dorkily excited, and that's kind of just part of my brand. I think that it'd be off-putting if NASA, ULA, SpaceX definitely pushes that boundary, and so does Rocket Lab of being more personable and less in that traditional professional sense. Not saying they're not professional streams, but less in that, more of that personal connection. And I think NASA is working to try to bring some more of that emotion and less of the at a desk type of conversation, type of feel for their coverage. They're getting there, and I think we should be encouraging them to continue to push those boundaries and continue to bring us coverage that they do, because NASA has definitely been working on stepping up their game. Did I lose that, or did NASA lose that? I'm guessing. If the question's ever did I lose it or did NASA, it's probably me. But yeah, so I'll give them a pass, because I do think it's important that they maintain a certain level of professionalism. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be the dork along with you guys. Tony, thank you so much, Tony. Jeez, I really appreciate that, Tony. Everyone say thank you to Tony for a very, very generous tip. Again, that makes all of this possible for me, because spoiler alert, there's a big money pit when you're doing all this stuff. So thank you so much, Tony. That really, really, really means a lot. Everyone say thank you. T-4, again, this is the hold. This is the planned hold. We're still about, at this point, we are still 15 minutes away or so, 17 minutes away So yeah, so don't be fooled by that T-4. That is the built-in hold. We better listen in here quick and see if they're talking about that and see if they're giving us any updates.
Condensation coming off the rocket as the wind blows by. In fact, the middle portion of the rocket is white. It was tan before, just where it lines up with the U, L, and A. That is all ice covering that portion of the rocket, which has been chilled down to minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Minus 184 degrees Celsius, roughly.
That's right. Mick's got his little professor calculator here, and he's doing on-the-fly metric calculations. Appreciate that. Hey, you know, this is an interesting rocket because it is configured in a very unique way. Tell us a little bit more about that, Mick.
Yeah, the Atlas V 411 vehicle we're flying this evening is a unique configuration in the fact that it has one solid rocket booster on the vehicle. That's a unique configuration for ULA and this vehicle. This configuration has flown 5 times, including NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission. So tonight will be the 6th mission. Our first stage, or our booster, is powered by RD-180 engine. This engine burns RP-1 and liquid oxygen as it's fueled, or RP-1 is a highly purified kerosene. So that helps deliver the thrust we need, and delivering that thrust tonight of about 860,000 pounds or 1.2 million pounds with the solid rocket booster. That's 5.2 million newtons, just in case you're wondering.
Thank you.
But we do move on up the stage to the second stage, which is Centaur, using an RL-10A engine. This will be the last single RL-10A flown on this configuration. From here on out, they'll use 2 engines to fly on an Atlas vehicle. So we're very proud of that this evening. The RL-10 engine is a cryogenic engine, so it uses liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen as its fuel in the upper stage, producing about 22,000 pounds of thrust, or 99.2 kilonewtons.
I was hoping you had that metric conversion. Did well.
Unique configuration that we're happy to fly tonight.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mick. And you know, to this
crazy.
point, the count has gone very smooth. We've heard nothing but good reports. So we'll turn it back over to Joshua in the studio, and we'll continue to monitor the count here. Joshua?
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Look forward to hearing more from you soon. Hopefully still lots of good news ahead. Let's take a look at what to expect going forward. Obviously, that rocket is poised on the pad, but here's what's going to happen after launch through spacecraft separation.
Okay, so we can watch these online. Those are available anytime. I'd rather hang out with you guys because I'm getting excited, and it's time to just really focus in here. So again, if you want to watch that, that is posted online on ULA's YouTube channel. So let's see here. Again, thank you, Tony. Really, truly, thank you. That means the world. Look at that. That's the weird single solid rocket booster. It's so unique looking. Okay, so David, thank you for the pair working out. Close call. Thank you for the membership. That is awesome. I really, really appreciate that. Jazzy Mac, partner with Elon to make a Tesla RV, and you can do round the U.S. tours. You live where launches are. You know you're not far off there, Chazzy. That's a pretty good idea. Someone should definitely do that. I would love to have a Tesla semi and like a 50-foot long, full-blown, like, yeah. Someday. That'll be something someday, right? Right. Yes. Thanks, Chazzy. Kevin, thanks for the coverage. You're welcome. Christian, did you see Garrett Reisman on Joe Rogan? No, I have not seen Garrett Reisman on there. That'd be awesome. That'd be a great interview. I will absolutely watch that. Thank you for the heads up. I miss, I don't watch hardly any of Joe Rogan's, but it's the type of thing when Joe Rogan has someone that I care to listen to. That's like the best interview because he starts like, they just talk for hours and you really get to know the person. So that'll be really cool. Kevin Ray, thank you so much. Mike, thank you so much. Trevor, this is enough of a supercharge, right? Thanks for doing this for us. Just remember, power slides are cool. Power slides are the coolest, Trevor. You're exactly right. Yeah, I still have never hardly done any real drifting now that I have track mode in my Tesla, but I'm just a little nervous. Back in the day, I used to have some cars that I would drift around in, and I may or may not have, dinged a rim up or two. So I just would hate to do that to the poor Tesla. So thanks, Trevor. Schizo Jedi, where are you? Thank you, Tony Meehan. You're awesome, Schizo, for thanking Tony. That's awesome. Epic. Thanks, Everyday Astronaut, and Tony for his generous donation. I love this. You guys, it's such a cool community. Thank you, guys. Acro, me again, thanks so much for sharing your passion with us. You're doing an excellent job. Even get my better half interested in space, so thanks. Any planned Florida Patreon meetup soon? I could probably do another one if I do make it, if I'm still here during CRS 20, which I would like to see because I would love to do the tracking telescope for landing, a return to launch site landing. That just sounds unbelievably amazing. So yeah, I will probably do a Patreon meetup then. I could potentially do one. Yeah, if I'm here, I'll probably do more. I still need to do a Midwest meetup though. That's more important. The Midwest needs needs a meetup. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Acro. I'll let you know. Stay tuned. Lego Maniac, don't forget to get the Lego ISS. Thank you. I will get the Lego International Space Station for sure. Let's see. Wait, what was this? There's a small anomaly, but I think they're okay. So, yeah, cool. Just checking in there. Patrick, doesn't a 1 SRB make the vehicle weird to steer? Yes and no. So the SRB does have a little bit slanted. All the SRBs on the Atlas V do canter in a little bit. They're angled, so the cosine, the actual angle of the SRB, the thrust, is pointing towards the center of the mass of the rocket. So it doesn't necessarily try to pitch over the rocket or yaw over, but it does make it slide a little bit because the thrust is a little bit off axis. It will slide a little bit off the pad, ever so slightly. You can't really notice it, but maybe some of the slow-mo footage. Again, my friend Ryan Schlinsky of Cosmic Perspective has an awesome slow-mo camera, a couple slow-mos I think down there, and you would easily be able to see the power slide as it takes off in some of his footage. So, oh, here's some cool facts too. Yeah, it's going to be, yeah, you can see those. You guys can read those while I'm talking. So, yeah, so it seems like it'd make it hard to steer, but I really don't think it's as big of a deal as we think it is. In Kerbal, you can replicate it by turning the solid rocket booster in a little bit, and you'll notice that it still flies pretty straight, you know. And nothing that the gimbal on the RD-180, the gimbals can't overcorrect. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Great question, though. Baker M, 1972. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really enjoy your videos. Been splurging for several days now. That is awesome. Thank you for watching my videos. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for the generous tip. You are awesome. So, yeah. Thank you, Baker M. And John, what should Space Force rename the Space Wings to? Man, I have no idea. I don't even have a good opinion on that yet. That's a really good question. Let me know. Discord, hit me up with the best name for that, for the new names for Space Wings. That's a really good idea. Jamie Higginbotham, hi. New membership. Thank you so much, Jamie. You're awesome. I'll see you soon. Evan, I'm watching this at work. I'm off in a few minutes. Evan, hopefully things are still on track here. Polling underway. I'm gonna listen in here.
Giving his briefing right now to his team of what's going to happen as they get ready to pick up the poll at T-4 and counting. But while we see the teams here in all different places, Darryl, we have them all over the world. What we see on the screen here is the team in the Mission Director Center here at AE, which has our ESA folks up front.
And then just across the way, just a few miles away, is the Atlas Spaceflight Operations Center. That is where the ULA launch team is going through their count. And then, of course, in Denver, we have a team out there as well. The Denver Operations Support Center in Denver, Colorado, where ULA is based. In addition to that, we have a European space operations in Germany.
Absolutely. We have ESA teams supporting, as you heard earlier, from Germany, where they will operate and control the spacecraft after it separates this evening. So, big collaboration of teams that have put this mission together and get ready for launch this evening.
And we've had some fun talking about the conversions between standard and metric, but we were talking earlier, Mick, there's actually, that played a role in working with this international collaboration, because much of what our teams here in America do is on standard, and overseas they're on metric. So there was a little bit of a conversion that had to go between.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really fun working with our international partners on this mission, and there have been some challenges with the unit conversions and some communications, but that has been key, is communication between the teams. All of us has been done very well. And as Tim Dunn put it, our launch manager from NASA, at our readiness review last week, we all speak the universal language of mission success, and that's what's gotten us here this evening. So working with our international partners has been fun. We're very excited to see Solar Orbiter.
Okay, so they're still not into the launch countdown, which I thought they would be. So we'll just keep talking and hanging out here for a second. Let's see. Still for 11:03, polling underway. Okay. I'm waiting for the polling. Evan, I hope that you get off work just in time to catch this launch and don't have to feel guilty about it. Wayne Harrison, thank you so much. Hoopo, no double scrub. Listen to L1011 yet. I have not. Ooh. Wait, is this it?
Status check to proceed with terminal
Here we
count.
go.
Atlas systems, propulsion.
Go.
Hydraulic.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2. Go. Water. Go. Centaur systems, propulsion.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2. Go. LH2.
Go.
Gas. Go. Electrical systems, airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
GCQ.
Go.
Operations support.
Go.
COM.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Rick, go.
Op safety management.
Go.
Relay safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count. ALC, verified T0 is set for 0403 Zulu.
Verified.
And so we are on time and on schedule for this launch at 11:03
Yes.
Eastern time. There, you just got the confirmed count from Scott Barney. That's good news.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, my heart's beating really good.
Okay,
It's
so
awesome.
let's see here. Let's make sure I'm not going to be clipping here. Cindy Dodd, my mom, hi. You guys are still on the Gulf Coast of Florida. If you're watching, go ahead and step out on that balcony. Hopefully you guys will actually be able to see it tonight, because you can actually see it even from all the way from Clearwater Beach. So Cindy, Russ, please, Mom, Dad, step outside. Maybe you'll be able to see it from there. That'd be awesome. We are go for launch, about 5 minutes on. The cameras are rolling. I have no idea where I'm pointing with the tracking camera yet. Let's go ahead and pull up this other camera real quick. Just, oh, look at that. Oh, it's gonna be such a beautiful launch. I'm getting so excited. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and actually start recording, so I don't do the dumb thing that I did for my speech the other day, which is not record at all. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? All right, I'll get back to you guys in a little bit, and we'll hang out. But for now, I'm going to focus in a little bit here and get ready for this. I am so excited. Thank you guys. Honestly, hey, for real, serious note, thank you for reminding me the cameras and everything, because sometimes when you get excited, it's kind of chilly. My adrenaline's pumping, and I'm really excited. So thank you for reminding me to get the cameras going. Let's go ahead and I'm going to listen into the countdown net again. I will show you guys my views and stuff too. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Do you guys tell me now on YouTube, do you want me to have this as the shot, the actual NASA shot, or would you rather me try and do this and then switch to my tracking camera if I get it locked in? You guys tell me. I think this would kind of be cool because you can watch the NASA one anytime. So I might as well give you guys what I've got, right? I feel like that's the right thing to do here tonight. So I'll go ahead and I'll pull up my cameras once it kind of gets off the pad, and I'll let you guys know. So okay, you guys are awesome. Seriously, thank you so much. And I will also I'll get back to you guys too. Okay, I'll go my cameras. All right, we're getting there. T-minus 3 minutes, which I'm probably about 20 seconds behind myself, 10 to 20 seconds behind. So I'll have to keep that in mind as we get closer, that I will have to get my tracking cameras and stuff ready. So I'm so excited. Oh, this is gonna be so great. And I also have to remember to do, let me see if I can actually wake up that camera for the streak. Yes, I can. Okay. Oh man. I'm so excited. Oh, you guys are awesome. All right, sounds good. Okay, so I'm guessing my feed, what I'm hearing for the countdown and stuff is about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. So I'm gonna start focusing on that. I will have their audio pulled up a little bit so that we can hear, even if I don't have that on in the background. It's a gorgeous night, guys. This is going to be awesome. This is really going to be something great.
As it continues to be topped off, basically putting that last little bit of fuel into.
The only thing I'm nervous about is I'm guessing that my tracking camera will end up in this palm tree for some of it, and I should maybe consider moving it if once I get out there. Maybe that's actually something I should do now. I feel like it's going to be straight up in that palm tree, and that'd really be a shame to miss something like Miko or something.
1 minute and 40 seconds.
1 minute 40. So I'm gonna move this real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
To pick up on the countdown net.
We just heard that FTS was armed, Flight Termination System, which our friends at the United Space Force followed the launch procedure.
115. 110.
The only problem with that thought is I won't be able to do the reaction cam. Okay, you know what?
Getting everything ready for launch this evening. We just heard from the range officer. The range is green.
1 second.
Ready to move forward.
The range is green. That is a big step moving forward. Everything's clear. Basically, there's nothing to impede launch. Nothing out there in the water. Nothing out there in the air.
Okay, I gotta get ready. Oh, jeez.
30 seconds. As we count down.
I totally.
Atlas V rocket.
Wow, there's a huge delay for me, guys.
Go Atlas, go Centaur.
A huge delay. I am like a full 40 seconds behind.
Status check. Booster, Centaur, and spacecraft. Everything is good.
And so here we go. T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8,
All right.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
That caught me so off guard. I'm sorry, guys.
0. And
all right, I'm going to
liftoff.
go ahead and cut the audio there because that is throwing me off. Holy cow. I totally missed the actual liftoff. Oh, that's cool though. Oh man, that's awesome. Wow. That's so crazy. Oh no, am I gonna bottom out this mount? Yes, I'm bottoming out the mount. No! No! Alright. Wow, look at that. That is crazy. I know you guys are seeing nothing right now. I'll do this for you guys because I lost it myself. Oh, that's so cool though. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm just gonna leave you guys with I'll give you guys what I've got, and I'm gonna try and move this camera real quick. Holy cow, it's up in the palm trees. Okay. Wow. Oh, finally the sound. That's crazy. All right, let's see if I can get back on it. This is gonna be a total shot in the dark, quite literally. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Oh, is that it? I think that's just a star. I also think that's just a star. There we go. There we are. Saw it for a second. Man, this is so hard. Once you lose it, she's gone. Sorry about this, guys. I had to totally move everything. Again, there's a small chance someone out there will actually have footage that where it crosses through the moon, which would be crazy. I'm trying to make sure I keep it in focus there. Wow, that is incredible. Are you kidding? Holy cow. No way. No way. There's stage, that must be, is that stage separation already? Oh, there's the Centaur, hopefully. Is the Centaur that much weaker? So I've lost it now. I'm gonna get back to the feed here. Okay, so that was nuts. Let me pull this stuff back up here quick. See how we're doing. I don't know why I couldn't really see the actual ignition again. That was crazy. That sorry if you guys were just seeing a shaky a shaky mess, but for me that was pretty exciting. Now here's the thing, I'll bet you anything I didn't start my streak. Yep, I didn't. No streak, whatever. Oh, that was nuts. That was nuts. So I don't actually know what happened. Let's listen in here. See if
full thrust on the RL-10, chamber pressure looks good, body rates look good. And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison.
Right.
This first burn of today's mission will
yeah, it looks like their simulation is way behind.
And the RCS system is now performing initial firings to warm up the RCS motor catalyst bed. System response looks good.
Awesome, everything's looking good. This makes me happy.
And the Centaur is now 100 miles in altitude.
Yeah, I could not see it anymore at all.
Traveling at
once that Centaur lights up, it's a lot more dim.
5 minutes, 10 seconds into flight.
Listen to the voice of Patrick Moore, ULA's launch comment.
I can't believe I couldn't see the first like 5 seconds from my end here. The countdown was so delayed for me.
Gone to closed loop control.
Flight is looking very good at this moment.
And RCS system now performing periodic firing for thermal conditioning of the system. System response looks good.
That was crazy. I can't wait to look over this footage.
And initial review of booster performance shows the booster performed close to pre-flight predictions.
Well, at least I'll have 6K footage on that first shot, and then 4K slow-mo over there. That should be some pretty cool footage to look at.
So the next major milestone will be the Centaur first main engine cutoff, and we've got about I'd say 5 to 6 minutes before that. Let's bring Nick Woltman back in. What did you think about the liftoff and the flight and separation? Looked pretty good from here.
Yeah, as we were listening to Patrick there,
Centaur has
all the
performed
hear all the mark events for him, and it seems like first stage performed very nominal, and RD-1 performed very well to get the first stage and Centaur on its way. So things are looking really well in this flight.
That Centaur performing a thrust of about 22,000 pounds and flying in what Nick has been described to me as a very exact entry into orbit. It's not going all the way around the Earth, but it does have to have a certain amount of precision because it's a partial orbit around Earth.
Yeah, this first burn will get Centaur and Solar Orbiter into a semicircular orbit as we come around the Earth, and then we will get ready for our main engine start number 2, and that will get us onto our transfer trajectory orbit, or transfer trajectory to head off toward the sun. So yeah, Centaur has to perform very well on this first burn to get into that semicircular park orbit.
And it's a lot of power that's needed in order to get this thing going, because she's going off into the deeper part of space, headed to the sun. We're getting a report of good performance so far, and that's excellent news. The team here, Mick talked about the reaction at this point for the launch team. We heard a little bit of a celebration behind us.
Yeah, the team doesn't really get too excited here, but it is a mark event of first stage separation is important. Getting main engine start is very important too, as you said, getting Centaur on its way. The Aerojet Rocketdyne RL-10 performing very well right now in this first burn. But the team is starting to look at their data, continuing to follow the Centaur in flight on real-time data. The booster team is looking at their data after first stage separated to make sure everything performed well. Doing a quick look of everything to make sure there's no anomalies in the flight so far. So far we haven't seen anything or heard. So things are performing very well for this flight for Solar Orbiter on its way.
And that's good news, certainly for our European partners who are collaborating in this effort. The Solar Orbiter plans to unlock quite a few mysteries of the sun, as we have learned in the weeks rolling up to this. There's been a lot of time and effort that the teams have put into building this spacecraft, and then of course preparing for launch. Many years in the making. As we listen in now, we're getting a little more of an update. So far, continues to have good flight. This orbit, you were talking a little bit about this transfer orbit. It's using a planetary assist to get to its location ultimately, right?
Ultimately, once we get into our transfer orbit and Solar Orbiter's on its way to the sun, eventually they'll use the gravitational assist from Venus and to get into their orbit and trajectory heading for sun, so they can study the poles of the sun. And that, as we heard earlier from Josh, that'll be a couple years into the mission as they're doing that to maintain their trajectory and keep going. As you had said earlier, Centaur performing very well here on this first burn, and the teams are continuing to look at data and how it's performing. And you know, we're happy to be at this point in the flight, but as you said, important to our ESA friends and Solar Orbiter and NASA, we still have a long way to go for main separation. So the mission is going well so far. And
I don't think that's me. Are you guys hearing that?
The spacecraft team certainly watching every moment of this very closely, as this is a very tense time for them, but no need to worry because at this point Centaur is taking her to the spot that she needs to go. And this Centaur, we were talking a little bit earlier, it's the last of its kind that is in flight now, but it's getting some upgrades. It's performing great, but what kind of improvements is it getting?
Yeah, I would say not Centaur mainly, but the RL-10 for engine.
Right.
Yeah, it's the last single version of RL-10A that will fly. All vehicles in single stick from here on out will fly an upgraded RL-10C. However, the RL-10-4A will be used for human space flight. We need dual engine configurations on Centaur for human space flight to get astronauts back to the moon and then on to Mars. So RL-10-4A will still be flown and used, but in a dual configuration instead of single. So we're very happy to fly this last 4A in this single configuration with Solar Orbiter. It was very well suited for this mission and to perform the tasks it seems to be.
So I think I should explain here for a second that it is okay for the apogee to be going down, the highest point in its orbit to go down, because the Atlas V typically lofts that upper stage up a lot. And then the upper stage, it does it because the RL-10 is a very underpowered but very, very, very efficient engine. So the Atlas, the booster, will end up really lofting it up pretty high, and it does oftentimes go down. It's not a big deal. it's still, you know, well, like twice over that of the Kármán line. So it's not experiencing much drag, and it's about to circularize here. You can see its perigee is going up almost to zero now. Therefore, it's basically in suborbit, and then they'll probably do a coast phase, and then they will do the final burn, or another burn to actually kick it out. So let's listen up here quick.
Everything is looking good at this point.
Matter of fact, Daryl, we just heard we've got main engine cutoff. So Centaur is shut down its engine for the first firing. Things look good, body rates have damped out, and everything looks good on this mission so far. So as we get ready to go, Centaur will continue to its mission by rolling and turning to the position it needs to get ready for main engine start 2, that transfer orbit or transfer trajectory that we talked about. The engine will need to get ready and chill down and get ready to fire up. This coast period that we're in will be about 30 minutes to get into position before we have to fire up the Centaur engine again. That'll be about 38, 39 minutes into the mission that we will do that, and it will fire for roughly 6 minutes to get into that transfer orbit. So Centaur performing very well. Atlas, Centaur, and Solar Orbiter on its way. So things are looking really good.
This is a bit of a coast phase, you would describe.
Coast phase, yes. Centaur performing well and
cool.
Doing some maneuvers here in this coast phase. So.
All right, and so while we monitor.
Okay, so we have about a half hour. I'll keep answering questions from you guys. So first off, of course, I mean, I can't do it perfectly. The best live stream I've ever done so far was in flight abort, and it went into a cloud. I didn't realize that we had such a huge delay, like 40-second delay, which is crazy. I normally streams like this are about 20 seconds. So I was shocked. So when I looked at them, I'm like, oh, it's already off the pad. Luckily, cameras were rolling, so hopefully I do have cool footage of that. And then I'm excited to see the track. I'm like almost tempted just to turn off. I'm really excited to see how my tracking footage. Actually, I'm going to stop recording on that so I don't have a ton. Hold on, I'll be right back. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, hi. Hi, guys. How are you? Do you like being sideways? I do. I enjoy that. Okay, so anyway, I just had to make sure that everything was turned off. So anyway, yeah, I'm really excited to see the footage. It's crazy. It's again, I've hardly seen a night launch. There's something, it just looks so crazy. And the shot at the end there, where you can see the exhaust plume getting wider and wider because the vehicle's in the vacuum of space, where the exit pressure, the nozzle exit of those engines is substantially higher than the vacuum of space, of course, and that makes it so the exhaust ends up going in all directions and expanding out really big, which is really cool. I haven't really seen too much of that myself, so that was fun for me to watch. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. I'm excited to see my footage again. I didn't realize, I must have missed when SRB separation was when I was trying to move the camera, but yeah, I promise, guys, it'll just get better from here on out. I, again, just still had fun with this, so I'm going to read some of your guys' comments here. Hopefully you're not being too hard on me. Wayne, thank you so much for the tip, and for the kangaroo and 2 thumbs up from Australia. Thank you. Hoopo, no double scrub. Listen to, oh yeah, I already got to that. Thank you. I have not really, I actually think I have, but I don't remember if that's what I listened to yet. I don't quite remember. But thanks for the reminder, Hoopo. Derek, thanks for the membership. Michael Burke, cameras, boom, we nailed it. Epic, Schwinn, thank you so much for the membership again. Robert, yeah, baby science. Yeah, of course. Jazzy Mac, your pre-launch says 3.5 years till on station. Yikes. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know what that means. We'll get that fixed up. Yeah, sorry about that. Mike is sweet. What do you think about, sorry, I get all messed up. Where was that? What do I think about SSTO and aerospikes and full flow stage combustion cycle engines? You know what? I think my current favorite is the dual expander aerospike. I would like to see a dual expander aerospike engine happen someday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if that confuses you, I do have a video all about the aerospike engine. Look on YouTube, type in Aerospike, AEROSPIKE. You'll pretty quickly find my video. It's about to cross 1 million views. It's an hour-long video about the Aerospike rocket engine. It has 1 million views. That blows my mind. If you told me that 2 years ago that a 1 hour-long video about the Aerospike engine would have 1 million views, I would say, nope, you're lying. So that's crazy. If you guys, if you want to learn about that, but you also learn a lot about overexpansion, underexpansion, a lot of other cool things about rocket engines, and that's kind of the point of all these videos. Yes, they might be a topic like Aerospikes, but in order to really understand how an Aerospike engine works and what an Aerospike engine is, there's a lot of other things you actually need to learn too. So that's kind of what I like to do in my job. So. Polsky Punk in our Discord wants to know what codec I typically use for video. I'm actually shooting for the high-speed stuff. I have to shoot that in H.265 in order to get 120 frames a second. I'm hearing pinging and popping. That might actually be me. I had to shoot that at 100, and in order to shoot 120 frames a second, I do have to shoot that at H.265 codec. 422. I did 422 light on this camera over here. But I'm also shooting in I'm shooting in a log, so I will have to grade it. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. So there we go. Renau cameras, absolutely, thank you. Except for the streak, didn't get a streak, but that's okay. Mark Brown, thanks for the membership. John cameras, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thomas, thanks for the membership. Evan, new member. Evan just got off work. You made it. I hope that you got to see the launch. It was cool. It was very cool. Dog Cruise, thank you so much for the tip, and thanks for saying thanks. That's awesome. Beamer Jeezer, how's it going? Thank you so much for that nice tip. That really means a lot. You're awesome. Thank you, Beamer Jeezer. Michael McLean again, Liftoff, absolutely, hip hip. Anush F, sorry. I know I didn't quite nail my tracking footage, but hey, it's fun. I still have fun with it. Someday I'll have a perfect stream. And I'll have it consistently perfect, because I had to get all the kinks out now before, DM2, before CFT, before Starship, before Mars 2020. I have to get the kinks out. I have to learn the system, learn what's good, learn what's bad, push it to the limits, make mistakes now. Even though this is a really cool, important mission, if I mess up during any of those other missions, I will be so sad. So I need to just get a lot of practice and really, really push myself to the limits and know my equipment inside and out. So, Murph, even watching in person on site, the live feed is always behind. You did a good job for a one-man show. Thank you so much, Murph. I like challenging myself. And again, I'm so stupid for being like, one shot's good enough, or whatever. I'm always just like, yeah, it'll be fine. I don't know. I never, as soon as I get something to actually work, I always try to push it the next time. I think if you watch any of my live streams, I'm always like, well, I got it that, so why don't I add like 10 more things? I'm never just like, oh, it's good enough. So welcome to the problems of, I don't know what kind of problems those are, but thanks, Murph. Matt, Kerbal Space Program 2 looks cool. It seriously did look a lot like Realism Overhaul or Kerbal Space Program 2. I have to admit, I would like to see some cameras from Centaur, but I do really appreciate those feeds when having the animation that aligns with the telemetry, aligns with the actual thruster firings and things like that. It's actually a really good visual representation. I know it triggers a lot of flat earthers, but they get triggered by like sand and stuff or something, I don't know. So anything's going to trigger them, but it really actually makes a lot of sense for a live stream to be able to see that animation, because that is it's actually a real time. It's receiving the telemetry off the vehicle and therefore reacting and responding to that. So it's because we can't fly a camera alongside a rocket like that. That is probably the best way to do it. And I actually really appreciate that. And I would still like to see those graphics continually ramped up, in my opinion. But I think it's cool, and I think it's a good way to represent and visualize what's going on. So. Punit, thank you so much. Anush Patel, overall good job, Tim, though you need to refresh your stream. Can't wait to see the recorded footage. Yes, I will have to get some of that out. It'll likely go up on Twitter and stuff first. So if you're not following me on social media, search Everyday Astronaut, or it's actually on Twitter, it's Erday Astronaut, because everyday doesn't fit. So ERDAY Astronaut, or just search Everyday Astronaut. You'll find me, and on Instagram, Everyday Astronaut. I'll be posting some of the stuff right away there, because I don't just like post clips to YouTube. I more am creating a library right now for myself. But yeah, Thank you so much, Anush. Scotty, awesome. Thanks for the pair with the workout headband. Fabio, thank you so much. Elmar, what camera settings do you suggest for shooting the launch streak? So the easiest thing to do is be able to do it in like 180, like 3-minute intervals with locking it down at f-stop all the way cranked to, like, if you have f16, f22, whatever your minimum or your smallest aperture is. Consequently, your largest number of f-stops, so f22, f16, whatever it is. ISO 100, and then put it on bulb setting. Have one of those remotes that can hold down the trigger, and let it rip for at least 3 minutes. Do an exposure basically that makes the ground look kind of normal at night, and then you'll be good to go. I'm going to make sure we're not missing anything here. It looks like they're still in a coast phase, and we're probably going to be in a coast phase for a little bit longer too. So. Let's see. Magoozle in our Discord, thank you. Tim is the SpaceX of live streaming, testing to perfection. I'm never happy with just good enough and it worked. I'm like, it's good, we did something good, let's make it better next time. You're exactly right, or at least try to make it better. Thank you, that's a big compliment to me. Okay, so so for streaks, 3 minutes, or you can do 30-second intervals, but you'll have little gaps in your streak shot, and then you can just kind of smooth those over in Photoshop. But yeah, that's I think it's good to do like 180 seconds. Maybe go ahead and try and do it for a full 5 or 6 minutes. But you really have to nail your exposure. So yeah, the main thing is just make sure it looks good before the rocket goes off. 20 minutes beforehand, and then the longer you can have it open with the right exposure, the better off you'll be. Hope that helps. Mix Rampage saw it from my house near Tampa. It was so bright. That's so cool. I really hope my parents saw it. That'd be their third launch to see. That'd be their second launch from of their vacation this time. So that'd be so cool. Esh Daddy. So Tim, do you think a 50-pound rabbit is a big rabbit? Esh Daddy, I'm gonna go ahead and be back on the record saying a 50-pound rabbit is a huge rabbit. That's too big. I don't want that. I don't want a 50-pound rabbit in my life. Thanks, Ash Daddy, like always. Sammy Robinson, great view here in Jax. That's awesome. It was a really, really, really pretty night, so. You're exactly right, Neuropilot. John Watkins, thanks for everything you do. You're welcome, John, and thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, you guys are the reason I do this. This makes my job not only fun, but worth it. Altogether, just absolutely worth it. So, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm having fun, and that's what I think matters most. And I get to experience rocket launch. It's like, how cool is that? Right now, may have had a slight hiccup, but still great coverage. One of these days, I'll make it there from the frozen landscape of Minnesota to watch in person. You need to. You really do. You honestly do need to come down and see a rocket launch in person. It's amazing. It's so surreal, especially if you've been watching these online and learning about rockets for a while, and to actually see one in person is something else. It really is pretty magical. So I highly suggest it. Come down. Florida is going to be the year. This 2020, 2021 is Starlink is going up, as a lot of other things are going up. There is plenty to see here. So you will have a really good time, really good chance of catching a launch if you come down to Florida this year or next year. Vandenberg is a not busy year at all. And right now Boca Chica is so intermittent that it's not really worth going there to try to catch a launch. Florida is the place to try to catch a launch. And as this stuff gets more and more exciting and more accessible, I'm excited to be here too. So yeah, let me remind you guys here while we're kind of waiting for that stuff. If you guys want to help me do what I do, the best way tonight, again, remember you can take 10% off of anything on the top row here using the launch code, or not the launch code. Is that not going to work right now? Maybe it will. I don't know. We'll see. Only one way to find out. Yeah, so everydayastronaut.com/shop. If there's any of these the Falcon Heavy Premium Canvas prints left, they are 10% off right now. If you, they're huge. These are 20 by 30 inches, which is like 50 by 75 centimeters. These are very big canvas prints, awesome quality. And get it while you can. These are limited. I only did a small run of these. I think there's like 2 or 3 left. So if you want some awesome wall art, everydayastronaut.com/shop, you can get 10% off by using coupon code LAUNCHDAY for the next 24 hours. And also the lunar mission t-shirt here, this guy, which is what I'm wearing underneath this, but it's too cold to show you. So I'm trying to give you guys a discount on whatever I'm wearing. And like I said, we did just now get the Normal shirts in stock. So if you guys have been asking me to do a Normal shirt to get, to go and pair with the Normal hat. So you can get those now. They're finally in stock. You can stop asking me about them. everydayastronaut.com/shop. And yeah, and again, if you work in the aerospace industry, if you're watching tonight and you work in the aerospace industry, I register domains of aerospace companies. You can go ahead and click on a shirt or anything, and you'll see there is a link here. You have to work in the aerospace industry. Don't try and put like bob@fake.com, or don't try to put your name at an aerospace company if you don't have access to that email, because it will ping and give you a coupon code to your email address. I don't keep any of those on files. It just hits a thing and then it pings, says, yep, you're an approved domain, and shoots you an email with a coupon code. That is my thank you to you for inspiring me to do what I do, making my career possible, because I wouldn't have aerospace to talk about and rockets to talk about if you guys weren't out there doing the science, doing the engineering. So if you work in the aerospace industry, you can take 25% off. So basically at wholesale. And again, don't forget, all these shirts now have awesome like custom tags, sew-on tags that are, in my opinion, just super, super cool. So yep, everydayastronaut.com/shop. That is, means a lot to me. So thank you guys for always supporting me and doing that. I'm going to make sure I've got the live stream here still going. Not sure if I messed anything up. I need to make sure my stuff is still connected. I might have a little bit of a delay that went unwatched. Let's see here. Let's see if it's working. No, it's not. So I'll make sure and try and get this back up and going before stop mirroring. I'm just going to go ahead and try and sling this instead. Working out the kinks of the thing that I have here. Make sure it works so everyone can watch the rocket launch with me. Boom. Is it working? No. It's just some spinning circles. All right, so I'll let you guys know when that actually gets back up and running. Hopefully that happens in a second. Just kind of swirling right now, but I'll try to get that feed pulled up. If I can't get the feed pulled up, I'll just be off for tonight. I'll go to bed very happy and excited to look over my footage. So Will Cooksey says, paying you back for the pizza at Florida Beer Company. Great fun. Hey, Will, thank you for being a Patreon supporter. Thank you for coming to a meetup. Pizza is the least I can do for the people that allow me to do my dream job. So thank you, Will, for coming out. It's so cool meeting people. That's, to me, that's what this all is. Like, that's literally pretty much what this all is for me, is community, is meeting people. And, especially when I do these meetups, so people can meet other people in their area, meet other people that have like interests, and just have fun together and be excited about the future, and be excited about rockets, be excited about space exploration. I mean, why isn't the average person out there, everyone in the US and everyone around the world, excited about what's going on? I said the US because I'm sitting right here and I'm about to see humans fly here from Florida this year, so I'm really excited. But I think everyone around the world should be really excited about space exploration. It's one of those bonding things that brings humans together. And yeah, thank you, Will, for coming and joining the community and hanging out. All right, let's see how we're doing. The discount code, Space Taco 1. Space Taco 1, I am talking to you, Space Taco 1. The discount code is Launch Day. 2 words, lowercase, Launch Day. Thank you. And let's see how we're doing here. I think we're probably getting close to ramping that baby back up. Let's listen in.
And not too long, Bob Cabana.
Great to be here, Josh.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you taking some time for us.
Another great launch by the ULA Atlas V and our launch services program here at the Kennedy Space Center.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Oh, man, awesome.
So I know that you love to kind of think big picture and talk big picture when it comes to the work that the Kennedy Space Center and NASA are doing. So how does the Solar Orbiter kind of fit in the big picture of what NASA is doing? How is this a part of our universe, so to speak?
Absolutely. So Solar Orbiter is on its way to study the sun, right? And one of the issues that we have is sending astronauts beyond our home planet. So with Artemis, we're going back to the moon, and the ultimate goal is get onto Mars, right?
Right.
And we need to understand better the sun and the environment beyond our home planet in order to protect astronauts from that harmful ultraviolet radiation from all that's going on in space.
Sorry, guys.
So I think, this is great. This is what we have is a combination of science and our exploration programs working together so that we understand. So right now at Kennedy, I'm focused on two things. First off, I want to see commercial crew flying. I want to get astronauts to the International Space Station on a U.S. rocket from U.S. soil with two partners.
That's right.
Both SpaceX and Boeing.
Yes.
Got to get them both going. And then, the Artemis program. Artemis 1.
Artemis 1.
Kennedy Space Center is going to be ready for that rocket when it arrives. The Space Launch System, the core stage, is over at the Stennis Space Center right now in the B-2 test stand, getting ready for its green run, a complete testing of that rocket. They're doing modal testing, then they're going to
I love Bob Cabana, and I love these guys, but I think there's a few more questions that I'm seeing from some people that I thought were kind of fun to answer. And again, you can watch this stuff anytime. I want to make sure I'm hanging out with you guys, people that are tuning in here. So I did see someone, will there be a moon base? Asks Darkest Secrets. I do think we will see a moon base. Definitely in my lifetime. I'm coming up on 35 years old. I'm an old man. I think in the next, honestly, 10, 15 years, we will have some kind of more permanent. I think in the next 5 years, humans will land on the moon again. I think by 2025 we should see humans on the surface of the moon, and I think for the next 5 years there'll be a semi-permanent presence there, and eventually some actual proper infrastructure being built on the moon. And therefore, I think by 2035, I think we will have an actual moon base, which I think is just about the most exciting thing you can think of. So. If you could choose any mission this is from Claire Higgins, if you could choose any mission for mass to put into action, what would you want to do? If you could choose any mission for mass to put into action, what would you want to do? I don't exactly know what that means, but if I could choose any mission to do something like of my own, I want to be part of a space hotel. That's been like a no-brainer for me. Is like I think humans should have a space hotel in low Earth orbit, or with huge windows, where you can go to space, hang out in a space hotel. That's a mission I want to be a part of, and I want to go visit that space hotel. Yeah. Just to confirm, it sounds like some people are confused about slow mode. Slow mode is how quickly you can type so people don't spam. It makes it so you can only type every 15 seconds. It has nothing to do with stream quality or streaming anything. So, ew, I'm not putting syrup on chicken, sausage, or ribs. Syrup does not belong on things. Ugh, no, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, T260. No. So I'm gonna wait for the burn, the second burn here, and then I'm gonna pack it up. I'm getting pretty tired. It is pretty late here, 11:40, and I'm really excited to see my slow-mo footage and see how I did. Although I know I messed up some stuff, but I'm excited to see the end of that burn. It looked really, really, really pretty. Argument says you could be the professional photographer in the space hotel for celebrities. Hey! My photography days are over. As you can tell, I forgot to start my streak tonight. You do not want to rely on me doing any photography anymore. I think I'm better off. There's way better photographers. I mean, look at the Space Coast photographers, look at the launch photographers going on right now. I mean, there are some amazing people doing some stuff. If you aren't following the usuals, I mean, there's Trevor and John Krause and Trevor Mallman, John Krause, Brady Kenningston, Jack Bayer. I always say Bayer. I don't know. Sorry, Jack. Every time I'm like Bayer, because in my head they're the same thing. There's so many. I can't even list. I mean, Eric Kuna, Ryan and Mary Liz, Ryan Chalin from Cosmic Perspective. I mean, there's so many amazing launch photographers. Mike Seeley. I don't even know. I can't even list them all. There's so many incredible launch photographers. I don't think you guys want me anywhere near doing photography, especially if you're relying on me for that. I'm just so out of touch with photography these days. I feel like I'd be quite panicked because it's just so. It's been 3 years really since I've done any photography professionally in that sense, hired by somebody. So I'm trying to refresh some stuff here on my screen. Let me make sure I'm not missing this again though. Okay, cool. That stuff is nuts to me. I hope you guys are still seeing this all. My stream here is having a really hard time catching back up. How much time here before we have Miko firing again? I should still do it. All right, let's listen in here and see, make sure we're not going to miss anything. I do want to hear about some of the science stuff.
And all the way up to the X-rays. So the various instruments will detect these images in different ways. And what the scientists do, they combine various frequencies to create, well, pretty pictures like the one we have in the background here. That's one element. And the second element is that the various instruments, they have different fields of view. Some of the instruments will be able to capture the complete solar disk. And at the same time, they will be able to look with very high resolution into very small portions of the sun. Some of the instruments will be looking at the rim, or to make things more interesting, when one of the instruments detects a feature of interest, he will send automatically a trigger to the other instruments so that they can also change mode of operation and focus on that specific feature to learn more about it. And if that involves, for instance, the ejection of material or a change to the solar wind, when that happens on the spacecraft, then also the in situ instruments will be able to react and to sense that specific feature. And that combination of things which happen on the surface or close to the surface of the sun, and then at the location, later on at the location of the spacecraft, is one of the key features and unique features of solar orbiter.
There are a lot of fascinating and important instruments on the spacecraft. If the scientists see something interesting during an observation, do they have the ability to adapt and sort of reorient to take a look at that interesting event?
Yeah, they want to maximize the opportunities, of course, and there are several ways of doing that. One way is something that we call...
Just to let you guys know, we're coming up on, we're waiting for the second burn, which is kind of the important one. That's going to be the one that actually sends it out to actually orbit the sun. So I think we're only a minute or two, and I'm actually surprised that they're still showing this or waiting to hear, if the Centaur was okay firing up for the upper stage and doing the actual part of the mission, that really, really matters. So T260, we should have a meetup after the 20-kilometer hop. I will barbecue. If you bring barbecue down to me, I will eat it. Andrew Parsons, what's the discount code? The discount code is Launch Day. LAUNCH space DAY. Launch Day, lowercase, 2 words. You'll get 10% off. So thank you guys. That is my fun new thing to do. So yeah, and thanks. Hey everyone, thank the mods. Give a real quick shout out to the mods for making sure that our chat stays. They're doing a great job of cleaning it up. So thank you, mods. You guys are awesome. You're keeping the community really, really a place that people actually want to be and want to spend time. Okay, let's listen in here.
Is very proud and excited at this time, and we just want to congratulate them. And back to you, Joshua. Take it away.
Hey, thanks, Blair. Yeah, obviously that international collaboration is such a theme running throughout this program and throughout this entire mission. We're glad to have them on board. We did want to kind of cycle back again and go through the fact that this evening, there was a Northrop Grumman Antares scheduled to launch, and it was scrubbed after off-nominal readings from a ground support sensor. Northrop Grumman and NASA have set the next launch attempt to no earlier than February 13th at 4:06 p.m. Eastern Time due to unfavorable weather forecast over the next 2 days and time required to address the ground support issue. NASA TV coverage of the launch will begin at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and teams will refresh 24-hour late load cargo the day before. The Antares rocket and Cygnus spacecraft remain healthy. Launch Thursday would result in a capture of Cygnus on Saturday, February 15th. For more information, visit nasa.gov/Northrop Grumman and nasa.gov. We're going to send you back over now to Mick and Daryl, who are going to take you through spacecraft separation. So this is still not quite the end of the mission today, but another huge milestone. Daryl, Mick, take it away.
That's right, Joshua. It's a big moment that everybody is really anticipating here at this this portion of the mission. He's Mick Woltman. I'm Daryl Nail. 25 years as a vehicle systems engineer, so he's got all the knowledge to help break this down.
And I will tell you, it's exciting every time we launch. The next mission is the most important, and tonight was great to see Soar Orbiter get off the ground. And like you said, we still have some things to do to make sure it's a mission success. But we're moving along, and things are looking really well. Centaur is in its phases of settling propellants and getting ready for that main engine start 2 coming up. So things are looking really good.
Yeah, and he's not just saying that, folks. I literally got to watch him get a little giddy as we're getting ready to lift off. So it was an exciting moment. We are in that coast phase. We've been in this coast phase for quite a period of time now. We've got a few minutes left in it, and as you mentioned before, you can see in this graphical representation that there are thrusters that are being fired from time to time to settle that fuel inside of the Centaur, and that will allow it to restart. It's really one of the keys to this vehicle, and this vehicle, in fact, is pretty reliable. It's gotten really good at doing this, and it goes all the way back to the 1960s.
Yeah, Centaur was designed for multiple engine starts and missions like this, so it's a very reliable vehicle to get that way. We're seeing now that we have pre-chill down on the engine, which means the engine is chilling down and getting ready for fuels to get through and start up ignition. The igniters would fire and we would get MES 2 or standing by for that call right now. We should be coming up on main engine start fairly shortly.
Chamber pressure looks good.
So we just heard that we have full thrust and main engine has started and body rates look good for this 7-minute burn of the Centaur engine.
Now, this is a key burn as it refires that engine and starts to get into that transfer orbit, right? It's partially gone around the Earth, and now it needs to get on to its destination.
Yeah, it's gonna fire and get us into that transfer trajectory to get Solar Orbiter on its way to the sun, which is very important for us. So once this burn happens, we get through this successful 7-minute burn, we'll be coming up on spacecraft separation, which will be another major milestone for us. However, we will not be celebrating quite yet. Solar Orbiter has to get moving on its way, and we have to make sure we acquire signal from the satellite, which will happen about 4 minutes after separation. So that'll be a major milestone for the spacecraft crew and the launch team. But this milestone of main engine start and this second burn that we refer to, is a major step in the right direction.
And of course, this is kind of the safe period of this entire launch and mission. The toughest part is getting it off the ground. We go back to 11:03 p.m. Eastern time.
I feel like I should probably be explaining. I'm seeing a lot of people asking, why is there an animation? I kind of talked about this a little bit before, but it's something that I actually really appreciate, because right now, this is now daytime. This is on the opposite side of the Earth from Florida, so it's somewhere probably over the Indian Ocean or something. I actually don't exactly know where exactly the upper stage of the rocket and the vehicle are right now. But one of the things that I actually really appreciate that ULA does is that they do this. It's not actually an animation. It's actually a real-time simulation, basically taking the telemetry from the vehicle and showing us graphically what's happening. And although I do wish that they'd maybe put it up side by side with a video feed, you do have to have a downlink, a good, reliable downlink with enough bandwidth to be able to pull a video feed from the upper stage. But those are kind of boring sometimes, to be honest. You just might see, SpaceX does show us the engine, which is really cool, seeing the engine fire from 2 cameras. I do really like that. But I also really like this, too. It is... they're taking the actual telemetry and the data from the vehicle. So as those thrusters fire, that's what's happening in real life. So it's not pre-planned, it's not pre-recorded. This is reacting in real time to the actual rocket. I think it's cool because you can't really see anything. There's no cameras. You'd have to have like something like the Hubble tracking this. That is a shot I would love to see. There is a really cool video of the International Space Station and a Soyuz, or a Progress rocket, I think, taking off to resupply it, and you can actually see the rocket launch and take off and head towards the space station. It's one of the coolest videos I've ever seen in my life. But how cool to be to take like a, you know, some kind of tracking satellite or some kind of spy satellite or something like that, and actually watch a rocket launch from the ground all the way into orbit. I think that'd be so cool. Maybe someday, once Starlink is up, maybe that's something they could be able to do. You know, to be able to have cameras on every one of them capable of tracking and precisely tracking, and, you know, get shots of rockets going into orbit so that we don't have to see this. We could actually have a live stream and switch shots between as it, you know, goes and passes by the nearest satellite. I think that'd be pretty freaking awesome. So otherwise, when they don't have this animation, it gets really boring. Speaking of, like, when they, sorry, I'm gonna put my hoodie up, it's getting really cold. But when they did OFT, they lost some of their telemetry and some of their data, and they didn't get the feeds in the video they were hoping to get, and it sounds like that was a mistake. It was not meant to be that way. And I'm really hoping that they have better footage like they were hoping to have, and more of this type of stuff, because all we had of OFT1 after they lost the ground tracking was just the video feed from inside the people watching and mission control. And that was just, quite frankly, kind of boring. And it was a big disappointment. But I have confidence that they'll get that worked out, because, you know, we're seeing it tonight looking really, really good. I feel like I should really quickly say, Paul, thank you. Paul F., thanks for the membership. You're awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna tune out here once the vehicle is done firing. I'm getting really that coffee is wearing off now. I had a lot of coffee and I'm just like, oh man, I'm ready for bed. I don't know if you guys get that way, but literally coffee sometimes makes me tired. But okay, you caught me, Minu. To be honest, I'm like super excited to see the footage, see if I came up with anything worth watching at all. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that myself. So, yeah. All right, how much longer do we have? Isn't that crazy? So, again, the RL10 engine is very low thrust, but again, it's extremely high efficiency. So it's why the Centaur upper stage has so much delta V, because it is such it just sips on that fuel. It's over 400 seconds of specific impulse, which is extremely high. I believe it's like 440, 444 for the RL10C with the extending nozzle, something like that. Or there's the RL10 2B or B2, whatever one of the extending nozzle is, the most efficient one, I think. And I think it's getting close to 350 seconds or 450 seconds of specific impulse. So it's a very efficient engine, which means it can take and make good use of all that fuel. And so that's why these burn times are so long, though, because it's not a very powerful engine. And quite frankly, you know, once you're in orbit, you can do multiple passes if you need to. So you can do a burn at your perigee, your lowest point, do a 5-10 minute burn, and then coast up, do another 5-10 minute burn, and keep doing that until you get to your final destination. And that's how a lot of the geostationary satellites work. They'll start in a very elliptical orbit, and they'll slowly raise their orbit. Every time they get up to apogee, they'll do just a little burn, and do that every time. And it'll take them months actually to get into their full circular orbit, which is just wild. So yeah, the apogee we do see broke, which means it's officially outside of Earth's orbit, and that puts it into solar orbit, which is really cool. Main engine cutoff, sweet.
Yep, and the cutoff transient.
Main engine cutoff from the Centaur, that's great. The second burn has performed. So now we're about 3 minutes away from spacecraft separation, our next big milestone. So I can tell you the launch team is very happy on how Centaur performed. And looking at the data, Centaur performed very well on this second burn, getting solar orbiter onto that transfer trajectory. So spacecraft separation will be our next milestone, Daryl.
Yeah, and if we can take a shot of the Mission Director Center here, we had a little bit of a celebration after that main engine cutoff. I believe that was probably the spacecraft team back there that was cheering.
I think it might have been a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both, because Centaur performed very well looking at the telemetry data here. And so the launch vehicle team is very happy with RL10 and Centaur performance tonight.
I know that my stream is delayed because I'm watching the stream and then have to re-ingest it and put it back back
what
out
the
onto the
space,
internet.
what the Centaur
That's
is
how this
doing.
whole thing
So
works.
it
So there's going to be another
prepares
20 or
for
30-second delay from me compared to the NASA
separation
stream because I'm
Yeah,
watching that,
Centaur's maneuvering
ingesting
into
it,
position,
giving it to you guys. So of
getting
course there's
ready
going to be a
to,
little delay
separate
there.
spacecraft on the,
It's just
trajectory,
speed of light
that needs
and
to
the power of
head off into the
ingestion
transfer
servers and things like that.
So the RCS thrusters
Sorry.
and everything
Sorry,
moving
not
the
sorry.
vehicle around since body
So
rates and
that's going to do it for me, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and
it's
pack up.
positioning itself
I have a lot of stuff to collapse. I have footage to look over that I'm really excited to see. Congrats. Okay, so here's going to be the congrats section. Congrats, ESA, first and foremost, on the start of a really exciting mission. Hopefully payload separation and the, really getting the satellite online continues to go really, really well. So far, it's been just a gorgeous mission. But huge congratulations to NASA and ULA for another perfectly successful launch. And oh, it was just gorgeous. I can't wait to see the footage. I hope that I did okay. But of course, I owe you guys a huge thank you again for tuning in and hanging out with me. You guys make this stuff a lot more fun. I talked about it quite a bit earlier, but I am living my dream job. And it's only beginning. This is just phase like 1.1 of the total. This is block 1.1 of Everyday Astronaut. Just wait until you see full thrust. There's a lot of really cool things happening this year. So yeah, I just wanted to one more time say thank you to you guys. And as a thank you to you guys, don't forget, if you want to help me do what I do, go to everydayastronaut.com/shop and you can pick up some awesome merchandise. This stuff all goes right back into making this production the best it can be. So yeah, use the launch code or the coupon code LAUNCHDAY. 2 words, all lowercase, launch day, to get 10% off the top 3 things: the Falcon Heavy canvas print, the Lunar Mission T, and Normal. We're probably almost out of the canvas print by now, so I'll be taking it down in the shop once it's officially sold out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Discord and my Patreon supporters. If you guys want to help me do what I do, consider becoming a Patreon supporter by going to patreon.com/everydayastronaut. And you guys will see what crazy things I have planned for this year. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me in Florida under some palm trees. It's kind of crazy. This was a really fun experience for me. So again, I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys. So thanks. Good night, Discord. Good night to all of you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. That's going to do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Bye, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good night.